the birth of the Nephilim Erichthonius, the ruler of Athens and the founder of Troy, the out-of-body fertilization among the ancient gods of Greece, extracorporeal out-of-body fertilization of this thing. So how did this happen according to mythology? Or was it all mythology? Or was it just technology having to do with Nephilim? The decoding of the birth of Erichthonius compared to today's medical reality leads us to a surprising conclusion that long before the ancient Greek civilization, the method of artificial insemination was known and applied by the quote-unquote ancient gods. Let's look at the text and what the wording was in ancient Greek. The text as given to us by Apollodorus tells us that after Hephaestus, quote, ejaculated on the leg of the goddess, that's A, and B, that mischievous ram pulled out the offspring on the ground and threw it, as she and her mother flee to the earth, C, Erichthonius becomes. This Athena, the goddess Athena, was secretly cherished by other gods, immortal I wanted to be, and D, I placed him in a casket, Pandroso Kekrops next to him, and I said, open the casket, E, and if Erichthonius sacrifices himself under this Athena, I send Amphictyon to reign over Athens. This is according to Apollodorus. Myth and decoding. Athena had visited Hephaestus for an order of weapons, but he, deceived by the wife of Aphrodite, cast his eyes on the beautiful Athena. He tried to have intimate relations with her, you know what I mean. She, wise and virgin as she was, avoided Hephaestus. He, without shame and without blushing, could not restrain his urges, and without finally Athena touched him, he managed to, ejaculate. And in effect, his sperm fell on Athena's foot. Disgusted, the goddess wiped the sperm from her trained thigh, threw it down on the earth, and left. Thus, Erichthonius was born. Now, how is that possible? But despite the paradoxical process by which he was born, Athena raised him secretly from the other gods because she wanted to make him immortal. And after putting it in a case, in other words, the babe, and left it as a deposit to Pandrosos of Kekrops, with the express prohibition not to open the box. They, however, did open it and saw inside a baby wrapped by a snake, a dragon. Then either the snake ate him or they killed themselves from the Acropolis after the wrath of Athena. Then Erichthonius grew up in the sacred precinct under the care of Athena. That is, he grew up near the Acropolis of Athens, supposedly. He expelled Amphictyon, became king of the city of Athens, erected a wooden statue of Athena, founded the Panathenaea, and married the nymph Praxithea, with whom he fathered Pandion. A. Hephaestus becomes a sperm donor to the goddess's leg. In modern IVF, the spermatozoa, after sperm extraction, are placed in the nutrient medium until they are placed together with the eggs. The thigh seems to play the role of this laboratory with nutrient material, while by association we also remember that the birth of Dionysus was from the thigh of Zeus. B. Athena receives and deposits the sperm on earth. The earth is the environment where plants, flowers, etc. are grown. Think of the earth as an egg to be fertilized. In modern IVF, a certain number of spermatozoa are placed together with the eggs in dishes, special tubes, with nutrient culture material so that they can be fertilized in laboratory conditions when they remain there for a few days, wherever they develop. C. He becomes Erichthonius, the half-man, half-snake. That is, in essence, the fertilized egg develops and forms the embryo that will later become Erichthony. In modern IVF, eggs that have been placed in a large concentration of sperm are fertilized. D. Athena places Erichthon in a cool cyst, hence a place with a cooling temperature, Pandroso, abundant dew, equals Hersin. For some reason, they did not immediately place the embryo in the uterus, but put it in the Pandros cyst, that is, a cooled medium. In modern IVF, the method of cryopreservation freezing is used when excess embryos are developed or the appropriate conditions for their transfer and implantation in the uterus are not met. E. Erichthonius grows up in a holy temple, Deminus, sacred place, but also arable land. In this phase, as in modern in vitro fertilization, with the passage of time, the thawing process takes place, and then the embryo transfer, hence the transfer of the embryos that have been developed in the laboratory into the uterine cavity. F. Erichthonius grows up and becomes king of Athens. If the rationale of deciphering the myth in correspondence with the modern medical reality is correct, then we're able to conclude that in the myth of the birth of Erichthonius, the half man, half snake, a process of artificial insemination is described. So this post is a summary of the article Artificial Insemination in Ancient Greek by Spyros Makris that he wrote for Eropos magazine in the first published issue in issue 18, and I've translated this for you from a Greek article, Diadrastika. And I have uploaded a very interesting video on this a couple of days back concerning the mythical king of Greece, Erichthonius, the legendary early ruler of ancient Athens. According to some myths, he was autochthonos, born of the soil or the earth, and adopted or raised by the goddess Athena. Early Greek texts do not distinguish between him and Erechtheus, his grandson, but by the 4th century BC, during classical times, they are distinct figures. And the Erechtheion is where those beautiful caryatids are, next to the Acropolis. I guess the Acropolis, of course, supposedly had the huge golden statue of the goddess Athena, and the Erechtheion was next to that. I guess it was dedicated to her son that she had with Hephaestus, this half man, half snake Nephilim being. So the etymology Erichthonius of uncertain etymology is possibly related to pre-Greek form erektu, the connection of Erichthonius with erechtho or snake is a late folk etymology. So the birth, as we said before, Athena visited the smith god. He was supposedly very good with technology, Hephaestus, and he fell in love with her, and that was that, and the rest we said already. So I don't know why it had to be half man, half snake. I don't know where the snake came from, but anyway, this is definitely Nephilim. But having to do with what today is artificial insemination. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.